Namaste, friends. This is the Sun Woman. Welcome to my Holistic Tarot. Here are your universal messages for the sign of Gemini, Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising. These messages could apply to Gemini Moon as well. You'll know if it resonates with you. We're going to be taking a look at what may be coming in for you for the next 30 days during the new moon cycle in Leo, which starts from the eclipse on August 21st to the end of the cycle on September 19th. Now, these are general readings. If you'd like a personalized private reading, please contact me at the link below in the information box. And let's see what the messages are for the sign of Gemini or Gemini Rising for this period, the new moon period in Leo. What are the messages for Gemini for this new moon period in Leo? I've already pre-shuffled the cards. I'm going to finish the shuffle one more time, split them, and then we'll take a look. All right, I'm using the Golden Tarot, which I'll also use to clarify some cards, and I'll use the Tao Oracle as a finishing card, a healing message from the Tao Oracle deck. All right, let's go. We have the Emperor in the distant past. We have the King of Cups. Boy, this King of Cups is coming up a lot in all the readings that I've done so far. He's coming up a lot. We have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is coming up a lot as well. That's the recent past. We have the Ace of Wands. Beautiful card here for you, Gemini. In the center position, we've got the Hierophant crowning. We've got the Five of Wands at the base of the reading. Ace of Swords in the near future. The Seven of Pentacles below that. And the Strength card in the outcome, which covers the last week of the new moon cycle, the week of September 19th. And at the base of the deck, we have the Four of Cups. Let me just hold it up to the light there for you. Okay, the Four of Cups. So, my Geminis, you're looking for something new. You're looking to start something new. It looks like you may be bored, tired, disillusioned, no longer emotionally invested in something. You're kind of detached, perhaps, looking for some new sense of fulfillment, looking for a new beginning. But it may be that you are so focused on what's in front of you that you can't see a blessing or an opportunity that may be coming in for you. So the advice with the Four of Cups at the base of the deck is that you need to keep your eyes open for the blessing. Okay? Now, Gemini, your eclipse house that's influenced by the eclipse in Leo is going to be your third house. So third house is communication. It's your immediate surroundings. It's your neighborhood, your city, your town. The third house rules your siblings, so brothers and sisters will come up in this house. But in general, the third house is a house about communication, whether it's verbal, written, whether it is meeting with people, traveling within your immediate surroundings, back and forth. So you may find that you're doing a lot of traveling during this month period. Okay, perhaps quick jaunts, out of town a day or two and then coming back. So a lot of activity in your short trips you may be taking, and it may wear you out. You may get tired and really just not wanting to be going back and forth, but for some reason there's going to be a lot of activity there. You're going to need to be very careful about what you say, about the words that you speak, what you put into writing, what you post on social media. Okay, what you say to someone else. The eclipse could remember that Mercury is also retrograde, and you are ruled by Mercury. So, this could really affect you personally. So be careful that, if you're sending a text to someone, that you make sure that it's to the person that you want to receive it, because we can have mix-ups there that might have long-term ramifications. All right, so let's see. At the center of the reading, I'm just going to jump right there. You've got some really powerful cards here. You have two aces, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So there are new beginnings coming through for you. This eclipse is going to start some new stuff in your life. It could be new beginnings just in your life in general. Ace of Wands can talk about a fresh start. It could be relationship. It could be your professional life. You could be starting a new project, a new business, a new job. There could be an offer that comes through to you that you need to keep your eyes open for. Remember, with that Four of Cups, there's a blessing that's coming through to you, but you need to be alert and aware in order to see it and bring it into your life. So that's at the center. There could be a passionate, emotional connection, romantic connection. The Ace of Wands can talk about sexual passion. So, virility and, being fertile. So let's just go through and see what's going on in the past. So you have the Emperor as the distant past. So I think that many of you in some way have been building some kind of structure in your life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a home, a family, whether it's a business. I really feel like this could be very strongly connected to your professional life, but that there is some kind of emotional connection with your professional life. So there could be a relationship with a coworker or someone that works for you or someone that you met through work recently, within the last few years or the last year. You have built yourself up as someone who is really an authority, who is seen as to be a very respected, authoritative, expert in your field of work, in your field of endeavor, in whatever craft you have mastered. And you're sitting on your throne there as the Emperor, kind of overseeing what you've built, overseeing your kingdom. The Emperor is also the father card. So some of you may have children. Some of you may be the patriarch, the father figure in a family. Some of you may have had a very strong influence from your father or father figure in your life who has really defined or in some way or informed your present goals and actions and your present status. Okay, you may have inherited something important from a father figure in your life, whether it's your certain talents, certain skills, perhaps a family business. It could have come directly from your dad or your father figure. So that legacy is there. And so now you have been either building on it or you have been building your own legacy. And, this Emperor can be male or female. I don't necessarily make a distinction as far as sex or gender orientation, because the court cards in a general reading can refer to anyone. Now, in the recent past, it looks like there's been some very strong emotional connection between you and someone else. You have the King of Cups here and the Page of Cups coming up in the recent past. Now, cups can indicate people who are younger than you, could be your children, could also be a emotional connection to someone. So it could be someone that you're dating, someone that you have started a relationship with. The Page of Cups is definitely an emotional connection on some level. Cups have a lot to do with can have to do with romance, that can have to do with heart connections, but it also can indicate a powerful emotional connection to someone in your life. It could be your child, it could be a sibling, it could be someone that you work with or someone that you mentor. So the King of Cups is coming up here, and it's interesting. You have this mature water influence, and then you have a less mature or a younger water influence right next to it. So there is definitely a sense of kindred connection between the two of them. They are of the same element, they're of the same mindset, they're of the same they probably get along really well. They understand each other. They may spend a lot of time together on pursuits, common pursuits. Cups can indicate people who are in the arts. So we're talking about, musicians, writers, artists of some kind. So there could be a connection from the arts that bonds these two people together. I really feel as though this could be a father-son connection, or this could be a father-daughter connection. With the Emperor coming up here next to the King of Cups, again, it's just a strong male and paternal vibe going on here. So your recent experience is, and this could be within the last 6 months, the last 2 months, the last month, definitely having built up a strong connection with someone who is like-minded. That person may look a lot like you, okay? And again, this could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, either one of you or both. Or you could have that influence strong, and they could have a strong watery influence in their life. Now, what is coming up now, starting on the eclipse period? Well, these 3 cards are talking about the first and second week of the new moon cycle. So starting from August 21st for the first 2 weeks of the 4-week period. Again, we have this Ace of Wands, which talks about something new happening. There's some spark of new beginnings. It could be information coming in that's going to start something new or create a way of life, a new way of living for you. It could be, as I said, a passionate new connection that is getting off on a good foot. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of fire there. There is a lot of conversation. It could be someone that you're able to really communicate well with. It's definitely the spark of something new that has a lot of potential to grow and to evolve and progress into something big and powerful. Now the Hierophant is crowning, and this Ace of Wands is between the Hierophant and the 5 of Wands. Interesting energies here, because I feel like this is something that's trying to be born, okay? Something is trying to come to life, to manifest in your life. But you're kind of caught between 2 interesting energies here. The Hierophant, which is very much opposite to the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is something new, fresh, beginning, the initial spark, whereas the Hierophant is something that has lasted a long time, been around a long time, a structure, a committed situation, something that is deeply rooted, some kind of institution in life. When we talk about institutions, it could be a religious institution, it could be the institution of marriage, it could be a professional association, it could be an educational association or connection to college or university, higher education. Could be, as I said, religious factors that are overriding this thing that's trying to be born in your life. So though you want to start something new, you are strongly under the influence of something that is creating a structure and perhaps boundaries in your life that are not easily overcome or not easily brought down, not easily changed. And then at the base of the reading is the Five of Wands. So this really perfectly represents the conflict perhaps between the Ace of Wands and the Hierophant. Five of Wands is conflict. Five of Wands is competitive energies. It's two forces trying to, jockey for power. One force trying to overcome the other. They're very much equal. And so there may be a major conflict in your life on an intellectual level, on a spiritual level, of how to reconcile these two things. You may have this structure. This structure may be related in some way to this Page of Cups and the King of Cups. So perhaps you are someone who is a mother or a father. You're responsible for children. You're responsible for being this responsible person that everyone looks up to, that is expected to do the right thing and present the right example. And yet at the same time, something is trying to manifest that's bringing passion and love and joy and a new life into your world. So how do you reconcile these two energies? You may need this structure just as much as you need this new beginning. You may need this new beginning for your own personal growth and your own personal satisfaction, while at the same time you may need to maintain this structure for the things that have come before you. What you owe to your legacy, what you owe to those who paved the way for you or who created something for you, that handed something down to you, and you're responsible for that. All right, so, some deep stuff here that this eclipse is bringing about. Let's see how this progresses. So toward the second and third week of this this solar cycle, the solar eclipse, which is a lunar cycle, you have the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. The Ace of Swords, again, new beginnings, but the Ace of Swords is even more powerful on some level than the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is about fire and energy and change. The Ace of Swords is force of some kind. So whereas the Ace of Wands is energy that's coming in to start something new, something to be born, the Ace of Swords is you actually grasping a hold of your destiny and making a decision. Okay, cutting through the conflict, cutting through the doubt, cutting through the lack of clarity, and you are actively harnessing new energy. You're not waiting for it to come through or to happen to you. You are happening to the energy. You're taking a hold of it and you are taking control. So it looks like whatever this spark is that has ignited within you and that has inspired you and given you this momentum, you may take the sword and run with it, okay? And, not necessarily look back. You may find that the truth is that you deeply, powerfully, spiritually, on a soul level, need this new beginning. And you may need to, in some way, break free from a structure that is holding you back or controlling you, that perhaps you've outgrown. The Seven of Pentacles indicates a need to analyze what is working in your life and what no longer serves a purpose in your life. So you've planted seeds, you have reaped a harvest. Now you're looking to see, all right, am I going to continue to plant the same seeds or do I need to plant new seeds? If I continue to plant the same seeds, am I going to get a different outcome? You may need a different outcome. The Four of Cups at the base of the deck here says you're craving some new thing. So as I said, your soul is reaching out and hoping for these new beginnings. You may need to figure out how to continue to sow the seeds that you have sown before that have been successful on some level. I mean, face it, if you have raised a child or you have strong family connections, that's success. You have created bonds that are lasting. You have protected, guided, nurtured someone or people in your life, and you've invested a lot of time and energy. So the harvest is the success that they have, or the harvest is watching them grow and change and manifest in their own lives. But their manifestation, their growth is not your growth. Okay? We have cycles in our life where we plant seeds for ourselves, for others, we watch those grow, and then we have to figure out where we are going in the next cycle. The sevens are cycles of spiritual growth. So you may have ended a cycle. You may no longer be responsible for children. You may have kids that are going off to college. You may have have more time on your hands. You may have less responsibility now because of successfully building on your kingdom, your foundation. And now you have to figure out, well, where do I go from here? Okay, you're analyzing, you're auditing to see what the next step is in your life. And whatever it is, it has to speak to your truth. It has to speak to your authentic self, which is very much what this eclipse in Leo is communicating to us, that we have to live authentically. And we have to live in truth. And, we have to balance generosity with if we've made self-sacrifice, if we have sacrificed, we have to also make sure that we're feeding our own souls as well as giving out, or we can end up being empty. So you're being challenged here to refill yourself with something new while still maintaining the history, the legacy, the connections that you've already built. All right, Gemini? So in the outcome here, the last week of the lunar cycle, you have the Strength card, which is really a beautiful indication of you successfully integrating all these things that are going on in your life, your inner life and your outer life. And, being a strong person, being able to control your desires, keep them in check, but also express yourself on an emotional and a passionate level. And yet still keep stability, still be a dependable person, still be a strong person, still be someone that people can count on, and a pillar of strength for the people around you who depend on you, whether it's loved ones, whether it's in your work situation, whether it's your business, whether it's friends. You're really coming out into the end of this cycle as having successfully navigated, a really challenging situation that could maybe throw somebody else off course. But it looks like you're going to be successful at navigating it and coming out on the other end, having provided the nourishment that you need for your own joy, your own passion, your own energies, while at the same time, keeping that stability and that structure for the people that depend on you. All right? But the key here is going to be the Four of Cups, welcoming in a blessing that's trying to be offered to you, that's trying to come in to you. All right, I'm just going to take a card on the Ace of Wands to see what this new beginning is. I am going to put a card on the Ace of Swords to see what this powerful change or grasping of your destiny is, and also a card on the Strength card to just give a little more information there. So clarity on the Fool. All right, well, here's the Fool, starting something new, wanting to take a risk. The Ace of Wands is definitely that passionate energy, wanting to take a risk with something, wanting to start something new, wanting to kind of jump off the cliff and land where you land, but wanting to, jump out of this Four of Cups energy of being bored and disillusioned and disappointed with your current circumstances and really try something new. So I feel like the Ace of Wands is going to inspire you to take a risk, to take a chance. Without taking a risk or a chance, you never know what's on the other side of that, of that dream, that impulse. The Fool looks like, don't do anything foolish. Don't do anything that you haven't already thought about clearly. But the Ace of Wands says there's a need for you to grasp a hold of a spark that's coming in, and that is what's being offered by the Four of Cups, that angel of the Four of Cups. The Ace of Swords is being clarified by the Knight of Swords. So this is very strong air energy. It could be you as a Gemini, or it could be another air sign influence coming into your life. Again, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. It is a major change. Knights rush in, all right, where fools, whatever that saying is, where fools do not tread. So there is, again, interesting, because the Ace of Swords, this angel is holding the Ace of Swords, and here's the Knight of Swords with the same sword, kind of defeating dragons. These dragons are your insecurities. The dragons are your fears. Those are the monsters of our subconscious. Our fears, our insecurities that hold us back and prevent us from living an authentic life and welcoming in newness and allowing things to be born in our lives anew. So here you are as the Knight of Swords, taking up that challenge and striking forward, with passion and with calculated strategy on how to create this new life. Again, or that is someone coming in inspiring you. And look at that. Beautiful. The Empress here. So the Empress in the outcome talks about fertility. It talks about creativity, feeling loved, feeling nurtured, feeling supported, having that same kind of energy for the people in your life, being able to take good care of your children, the people that depend on you, having a happy household, a happy home. There's definitely an indication of creativity there. So you could be starting something new, maybe a new business, maybe a new skill or project that is going to really reap some beautiful benefits, a beautiful harvest. Some of you could decide to have a baby, and some of you could be getting pregnant by the end of this new moon cycle. So that is definitely, starts. It definitely alludes to the Ace of Wands as a new beginning, as fertility. This could be a very, very fertile time for Gemini. So if you're hoping to grow your family, this could be a powerful time for that situation to happen. If you're not ready for that to happen, then you want to take precautions, and you also want to find a way to channel that creative energy that's sparking up inside of you into some other area of your life. But the Empress definitely feels beautiful, strong, whether you're male or female. You feel, there's sensuality here, there's strong sexuality, there's feeling good in your own skin, expressing the romantic, sensual side of yourself, and just feeling free and happy and joyous in your life and in what you are putting your love into. So really, really great reading here for you, Gemini. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the Tao Oracle card is for you for this period of the new moon in Leo. What is the Tao Oracle? The healing message, the final message, the inspirational message for Gemini for this new moon cycle in Leo. What is the message for this new moon cycle in Leo for Gemini? Okay. This card is called Treading. All right. So the message on this card is that you are very carefully crossing this bridge from one cycle of your life into a new cycle of your life. Okay, and you may be crossing over some choppy waters. That Five of Wands is indicating that it's not necessarily going to be an easy journey. It's not necessarily going to be a conflict-free journey away from your past or away from a structure that you've built or that you've invested a lot of time and energy and a lot of yourself in. So just make sure, but you are moving forward. That's what this card indicates. This person is treading over, I'm not sure if you can see this, but it is like a tightrope. Okay, there's a line here that the person is walking over water. And interesting, look at the moon. The moon is here, the moon is here in the water. So again, a very strong indication that this solar eclipse is going to be a very powerful influence to you. Okay, the message here is be careful of your conduct. All right, conduct yourself in a good way, in a positive way. Be aware, proceed with caution and sensitivity. Be sensitive about the people you may be leaving behind or the people that you are responsible for. Make sure that you're behaving as correctly as you can and you're acting responsibly. You want to be that fool who kind of jumps off the cliff, but instead of jumping off the cliff, just proceed cautiously, step by step, carefully into this new future that the eclipse is moving you forward into, Gemini. All right. Thank you so much, Gemini, for tuning in, and I appreciate you watching. I wish you all good things, love, peace, and joy, and I bid you namaste.